everyone, I'm Brianna Enright. This is my channel where I talk about books, not the farm one. That one you'll want to look up Angel Tree Farm. And since it's autumn, it means that I just got off of 3 uninterrupted months of writing time. Well, it was more than 3 months, but my perception of time is utterly screwed by what's going on right now, so we're gonna just go with 3 months because that's the time I've got stuck in my head. I'm trying to do this off of a script this time because the last couple times I've tried to record this have been absolutely horrible. The last one was going really well, and then my brother barged in, and yeah, that was wonderful. I nearly murdered him. But yeah. So anyway, I have a new novel available. Rose Red. This is the largest novel I've ever written. It's at nearly 350 pages, and honestly, I think it's very good. Compared to the prior two, which were kind of amateurish, Rose Red actually takes in some serious literary elements that make it a lot better than what Assassin and Queen were. Rose Red follows the story of 2 siblings, Azan and Elaine, the son and daughter of the tyrannical queen Izara. Azan is well aware of the atrocities that their mother commits, but Elaine just isn't. Her first introduction to just how bad she can be is in the first chapter, which is what really kickstarts the story and makes Elaine start making decisions. Elaine isn't exactly stupid, but up until that point she tried very, very hard to believe her mom was a good person. Rose Red's final edit was completed just last week, and it went live today, which means the book is now available on Amazon for anyone who's interested in reading it. It's available as both a paperback and an ebook, and I may in the future make an audiobook version, which would either be on this channel or on Audible. But I haven't decided on that yet. It's still completely up in the air. I'm just talking about it because, you know what? That might be fun. But it would also take a lot of time, which I'm starting to run slim on, seeing as how I'm going to college next year. And Rose Red gives a much closer look at the creation of demons, how magic works in general. Sorry, this is me trying to get the script to work right so that I can still looking at the camera and still reading, which it's not going great. Anyway, Rose Red gives a much closer look at the creation of demons, how magic works, and the first people to arrive on Riandron, which is the continent where Assassin and Queen take place. Usually I try and make them whole worlds, but Assassin and Queen were so closed off, it was like Riandron was the only continent that existed. So I decided I needed to do some world building. So I did, and that's basically what Rose Red is. Elaine begins the story loyal to her mother because she doesn't quite realize how bad her mom is. No one wants to think badly of their mother. Elaine is soon faced with the rather uncomfortable reality that her mom is not who she thought she was. She has to come to terms with that and with what she's going to do about it. In Rose Red, I had to delve a lot deeper into magic and how it actually worked. I couldn't just go, oh yeah, it's magic. That's how it works. It's just magic. Because I wanted it to be a story worth reading, and in order for it to be a story worth reading, the magic has to have laws and have some concrete ideas that are just, yes, this is how it works. This can't happen, but this can. So I had to start exploring exactly what magic in this world was, what it could do, what it couldn't do, start giving it rules. Why do mage marks exist for some characters, like the characters of Assassin and Queen, but not for others like those in Rose Red? And I had to make a world where gods existed, but still give those gods limits, while still making it clear that they were gods. Most people see God and think omniscient, all-powerful, this being that oversees everything. But if a being is omniscient and all-powerful and cares about the people it oversees, then it's going to be changing things. So I had to give the gods in my world limits so that there would still be bad situations to force humans to act. I dove really, really deep into belief, how belief made things work, and how other gods would interact with the pantheon currently in power. As well as, just in general, how gods came to exist. They didn't just poof out of nowhere. This novel, it really focuses on building the world. on telling about magic, gods, and demons, and how gods and demons are formed. Breakwave, the book I plan to release next, is going to dive even deeper into the how does this work question. Though it's going to take a while to be published because I'm going to college next year, and this one's being difficult. I'm having some issues producing it because I'm writing in a different style than I normally do. And it's also going to be significantly longer than any of my prior novels, which seems to be kind of a trend. Let's see, this... Pulling up Rose Red's timeline right now in the all-powerful blue book, which this has the comprehensive everything of all of my books. This was the original timeline for the very first draft. I think I kept that blurry enough so as to keep out spoilers. But even if you did manage to pause that, zoom in, and enhance the image to read it, it wouldn't matter too much, because the characters saw that and went, nope, we're doing something different. And what my characters took off and decided to do actually worked a lot better, and made a better story in general. Originally, the novel would have only explained how demons came to exist. But this version that was created by the characters looking at my plot and going, also shows how gods come to exist. And that was something I think is actually very important to my world, which I didn't realize was important until I was forced to write it. So, honestly, the end result was definitely a lot better than my first plan. Rose Red introduces you to a whole lot more of the world than Assassin and Queen did, as well as how Riendron as you know it came into being. It introduced a lot of culture, 3 new languages, and 3 new countries, as well as the general menagerie of new characters and new monsters. A more important factor is that it introduces new gods, and how the system of gods within Riendron works. And yeah, just in general, I introduced a lot more information about my world, and about how Rose Red and how the world of Riendron itself runs. I introduced new culture, new powers, new beings, and this is all stuff that will continue to be expanded upon as I expand upon this universe. So I'll put a link to Rose Red in the description, and I hope those of you who decide to buy it and read it enjoy it, because I know I certainly enjoyed writing it.